In the pro bikini event, Jennifer Andrews defends her title from last year. She's two-time champion now here in St. Louis. She kind of experimented a little later in last year with a softer look because the judges had said to her get softer. Didn't work for her. Went back to her roots, tighter, not quite as tight as last year, but tight enough that I thought this is the look that she needs to bring to the stage.
Yeah, I mean, without a doubt. Like, we talked about it earlier. I was here last year, and she looked great, great abs. And when she's hard, her physique looks better. When she's softer, it just doesn't. And I think a lot of girls run into problems when they're a little too soft. If they don't have something underneath, it's just not quite as tight, and you can see that. But, she did well tonight and, did enough to get the win. But, there's quite a few, girls in there that, could have won.
Sure. She qualifies for the Olympia, which is nice because it takes the pressure off for the rest of the year, and which she can kind of coast on and not worry about having to do this Olympia qualification series that she's. By the way, this is going to be right up your alley.
If I compete,
if you do get on stage,
5 or 6 times, I think somebody like if Troy doesn't win a show, he's in there competing so many times. I don't know if I want to beat myself up that much, but
you need it. It's good for the soul.
That's just so I diet, so I eat.
That's right.
That's why you want me to.
You eat better when you diet.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Jennifer Chapman, second place. She's got to be the most upcoming or rising star at this point because she won the Nationals, her weight class. She was 4th at that Pro Masters bikini event.
That was
right. Then she went on to the Desert Muscle Classic. She was 3rd. Now she's 2nd here. I know she wants the win. She's in the right direction. She seems to be improving every time. I don't know how these bikini girls continue to diet for so many weeks. You live with one, but she doesn't have to diet.
I don't think they should have to diet. That's just my opinion.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't know how they stick to the regimented programs for so freaking long. They do 1 million shows, these girls.
They should, though. They're the least conditioned. I'm sorry I'm being hard. I live with one. You guys should be able to do...
Some girls that they do get heavy. Christina never gains weight.
They shouldn't get heavy. It's bikini. I'm sorry, it's bikini. You should be in shape year-round because if you got to do a photo shoot, bikini, you should be ready at a drop of a hat. If you got to diet 12 weeks to get in there, then you are missing the boat.
Let's talk about 3rd place, Taylor Matheny, who kind of came out of nowhere. I really didn't recognize her even from when she turned pro, but she's got a cute physique. I like her butt. She's got the cute physique. I think her hair could be a little neater, and I think her makeup could be a little better. She's a little muddy on the face, but she got her feet wet here. They seem to like her look. What do you think they like about her?
You don't see a lot of blondes, really. To tell you the truth.
You're right. And
if you throw one in the mix that looks pretty good, I mean, she's going to stand out. And I agree with the hair. I think it's got to be a little more toned down. It's okay if you go big, but some of it was just a little bit for me. But she looks better here than she did when she competed in Dallas in last year.
I don't even remember when she competed.
She did that show and she didn't do so well. But she come back here. She looked to be a little tighter here.
She's got to work on the makeup and the hair, I think, and because she's a pretty girl.
Yeah. I mean, she looks young. She's and she is young. So I think don't try to do too much. She's cute, and that's what she's gonna have to go for. She's not what I would say overly sexy or whatever. She's got to play the blonde, cute, bubbly role, and that will work for her. So sometimes it's tough because you see other girls, and you're like, I want to look like that, and somebody like Jennifer Andrews, she's
got the polish down.
Polished look. She's a little bit more mature and sexy looking than she is. So that's her look. So you got to stay with what works for you.
4th place was Michelle Brennan from, I believe, Great Britain. Very pretty girl. I like blondes. That girl was very striking. I liked it. I thought her makeup could have been a little bit better for the stage.
A little darker. She's a little bright. So yeah.
I think she's a future possible star in the bikini division.
I think if she continues on and hopefully she doesn't over diet too much and she's not one of these girls that goes up and down, because I think that could hurt you in the long run.
The skin gets loose.
It does, and they don't have the muscle under there to keep it tight. So I think if she stays a little bit more true to the weights and not so much to the cardio, she'll stand a chance. It's just going to be hard coming over. You know how it is sometimes establishing yourself from overseas. If you're
very difficult,
because if you're not competing, you don't have the sponsor to bring you here. It's going to cost you a lot. And if you do the European shows, you're not going to get the exposure in the States. So only time will tell.
I'd like to see you get on stage a little more. And obviously, Christina Voynich, you're a girlfriend and co-host of Muscle Girls Inc. Radio.
Yes.
Finished a disappointing 5th. I actually thought this was and I'm not just saying this because she works for us. I thought it was the best she's ever looked. I thought her conditioning was superb. I thought her muscle level was great. I thought her stage presence was phenomenal. Has she gotten any feedback from the judges?
No, we haven't really asked anybody yet. I'm sure before the show's over tonight, we'll see something. It's just difficult because she doesn't look like anybody else, and she's never going to look like anybody else. So where do you go with that when you have the fans that like the way she looks, or especially now that she wants to work a little? Not that she didn't work hard before; she always had the muscle underneath, but she never really had the diet. Now we, changed things up a little bit. She dieted for 2 weeks, and her physique was night and day different. So she loves the look. I like it, and we're hoping that eventually people will grow to like it.
We'll slap a wig on her face. No one will even know who she is at the next show, and then she'll win.
See, that'd be a surprise. Like we could almost kind of sneak it in there.
Put a different name on her thing, so they'll think
what last name is that? What
we'll have her take one of these Europeans that they don't know who they are, and she'll take their name. We'll say she's from Slovakia or something like that.
She could pass for that. Serbia,
I know,
Puerto Rican, some. I think she's asking for a different last name than her own, and I think it's like somewhere in the middle of the alphabet. I think that's what she was.
L starting with an L.
Yeah, something like that. That might throw them. I don't know.
They might not exactly. Well, anyway, it was a great show. We had some great champions crowned here in St. Louis. Jack Titoni and Ann Titoni threw a phenomenal event. There were 1,400 people in attendance here on St. Patrick's Day, and I'm sure a lot of people want to go out drinking, but they came here to watch the event, and it just goes to show, he had great guest poses, the midget, the leprechaun, and he had Kai Green. Tony Freeman has been sitting on a runway for about 6 hours today, but he was supposed to be here as well. And we have Bros vs. Pros 10, the X Factor, tomorrow. We'll be squaring off Tony Freeman, 225 pounds on the bench for reps. I think we might have to get you into this thing. Are you a good bencher?
How many is good? Seriously.
I think that 40 could win probably.
I'll do 50 or 60.
You can? Really?
25, 50, 60.
So we're going to get you in the event then.
We're just doing bench? I don't have to do anything
That's it. Just bench. 225 for reps, $2,000 on the line.
I'll do 50 easily.
You heard it. Mike Liberatore putting it on the line against the X-Man, Tony Freeman.
I did 245 for 50-something.
Did you really?
When we were in Louisiana.
All right. This is a surprise to me. I didn't know this. Mike throwing his hat into the ring. Not only did he guest post this week, and he's also going to be at Bros vs. Bros, the X Factor. Don't miss it. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo, rxmuscle.com.